Now, I know everyone in this room feels like we have to do everything we can to help students feel valued and respected. But one of the great things about GLSEN is that it's not just adults doing things for students. It's students leading the way and working with their peers. Every year, GLSEN honors one young person as its Student Advocate of the Year, sponsored by AT&T. This year, there were many outstanding applicants, but one truly stood out in all the right ways.
When you meet Emmett Patterson, you know exactly why he is so worthy of the title Student Advocate of the Year. Emmett is a senior at Trinity High School in Washington, Pennsylvania. He's been involved with our GSA in Washington County for the past 4 years, and I was proud to nominate him. You see, in the past year, Emmett started a GSA at Trinity High School against straight opposition. The Gay Straight Alliance now has over 30 members and continues to expand. That would have been enough to make Emmett a contender, but there's more. Emmett recently came out as a transgender man in his school community. Emmett's transition has been a learning experience for his classmates and teachers, but he has shown extraordinary grace, compassion, and openness throughout the process. And similar to his tenacity for establishing a GSA, Emmett is tirelessly educating and advocating for Trinity High School to be safe for everyone, including transgender and gender nonconforming students. There's a lot to be done at the high school level in this area, and he has the poise and knowledge to pursue this endeavor to favor those that will follow in his footsteps. This is so very important in the transgender community that is just now being recognized at so many levels. He's an inspiration to adults as well as young people, and especially to me.
Emmett truly represents everything that GLSEN stands for. Please welcome GLSEN's 2011 Student Advocate of the Year, sponsored by AT&T, Emmett Patterson.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Wow. When I entered Trinity High School in 2008, I had already been a one-year member of the Washington County Gay Straight Alliance. This wonderful organization gave me the jump start into LGBTQA activism. The community GSA continued to help me through high school, especially when I came out as a lesbian in my sophomore year. Having that initial sense of community and awareness in my small town helped me gain perspective and momentum in my mission. Then, at Pittsburgh Pride in 2010, GLSEN came into my life. It was my first Pride parade, and GLSEN allowed the Washington GSA to march with them. I remember feeling shocked that these fabulous people had the same passion for their community that I did. At this point, I knew I had to make my community safe for kids like me. Everyone needs to feel like they belong. After that, I began rigorously participating in all things LGBT. My friend became a board member for GLSEN Pittsburgh, so I attended a few meetings with him just to get a gist of the local LGBT politics. Everyone on the board welcomed me with open arms, open hearts, and open minds, thus inspiring me to initiate a plan of action to make my school safer for LGBTQA students. On January 1st, 2011, I finally introduced my parents to the true person I was. They handled it tremendously and never for an instant stood in the way of my cause. They alone raised me to be self-aware, independent, and accepting, so I could have never taken the next step without them. Give it a... On April 24th, 2011, Trinity High School had its first Gay Straight Alliance meeting. Co-founded by my dear friend James McKinney and myself, the GSA stood as a symbol of our inability to take no for an answer when it came to denying the safety and well-being of outcast students in our school. Our GSA is completely student-run, but all the while remains under the watchful eye of our astounding supervisor, Jennifer Silvas. Our first meeting housed over 30 students, a tremendous number that James and I were not expecting. A number can give someone a lot of hope. In fact, this number, along with my extremely supportive friends and family, gave me the courage to come out a second time. I thought when I came out about my sexual orientation that I would feel relieved, but the relief was only temporary. I never saw myself the way I knew other people saw me. In the summer of 2011, I could finally put a word to who I was. This summer, I came out as transgender. I had to face going back to school my senior year, not as Emily, but rather as Emmett. To help spread the message quickly and effectively, my friend Violet and I made a short documentary about my name and gender change. The video helped me come out to my peers, school faculty, and even my family members. After the premiere of the documentary, I was graciously offered a job to be a supervisor at the Teen Outreach Common Ground Teen Center by my mentor and community activist, Dr. Mary Jo Pogorski. I am incredibly indebted to her for giving me a place where I could feel safe and be my one true self. I was sure nothing could get better than that. But here I am. I am surrounded by some of the most influential and intellectual leaders in the LGBTQA community. I am astounded by the courage, strength, and rigor that you have invested into changing our world, and I am so proud to call myself a part of your community. It is a distinguished honor and an insurmountable pleasure to receive this award from such a prevalent and outspoken organization like GLSEN. This award allows me to look back on all of the actions I have taken to secure a safer educational and social environment for those who follow me. But, if anything, this award incites me to continue my endeavors in the LGBTQA community at large for the remainder of my life. I would personally like to thank Kathy Cameron, Ian Seifert, and the entire board of GLSEN Pittsburgh that ultimately brought me here. I would love to thank my parents who have loved me throughout my transition. I would like to thank my longest-lasting friend, Violet, who has shown me what it truly means to love beyond measure. The co-founder of my school GSA and partner in crime, James McKinney, has allowed me to embrace the man I am. Jennifer Silvas, our advisor for the Trinity GSA, has been an immense help to us. Mary Jo Pogorski, Jennifer Newman, and Mark Swift, along with nominator Kathy Cameron, are the leaders of the community GSA that keep me strong, motivated, and true to my mission. Additionally, I want to thank David Ford and Jeff Way for being among the first people to love me unconditionally as Emmett while providing comic relief along the way. Lastly, I want to thank Phoebe Armstrong, Kelsey Rush, and Jordan Campbell for making me feel welcome when I first came out. My life has been a crumbling wall since I began my journey, but slowly, the people I have mentioned have been building me back up. Through them, my strength has no limits, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. Thank you guys so much.